I want to say day 4 hair, but I do think it's day 5 hair. Where I really like how it looks. Like, it's the messy look that I always really like, but it feels disgusting. It's like covered in hairspray, and I feel like I'm 80% dry shampoo right now.
Hi.
Hi. Sweaty old office we've got up here. I don't know how you do it. I moved my computer down to our bedroom and I love it. Because our bedroom's so girly as well, so I'm like, I don't know, it's just really nice.
Yeah.
It's all sweaty up here, I can't handle it. In bedroom I can have all the windows open and the door.
Normally I have this big old dirty air conditioner on, but it makes this kind of industrial, loud noise, which just sounds like a jet engine in the room, and it wouldn't sound nice for you guys.
If I was still working in your office, I'd have to sit next to that.
It's horrible. It's a
I'd
monstrosity.
hate you so much.
I thought it was going to be this big, and it turned up and it's like that big. It's a big, huge, great big monstrosity. Horrible. Ruins
Cheers, guys.
feng shui.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you again. Today,
I feel like we're always drinking in the outros,
We've got
aren't we?
Birria Montali. It's an Italian beer this week.
Butchered that, didn't you?
What's that?
The pronunciation.
Yeah, I definitely
it's probably
did.
a really beautiful
Birra
pronunciation of that.
Moratelli.
It's really nice anyway.
Yeah,
if you like beer,
yes,
I
Italian
particularly
beer.
like this. You'd like to butcher an accent, don't you?
Would
Would it be bad if you showed everyone your German accent? Every night, Steph and I watch this programme at the moment called Dark, and it's a German Netflix series. I love the German accent, but every night Steph tries to talk to me
I do,
in
yes.
this accent.
We are very much enjoying the show, aren't we,
I don't
Heldemann?
know why, but it just cracks me up
It's
so
a very
much.
dark show. It's all about German kids.
Anyway, we don't need any more of this.
Very good. Watch it. Dark on Netflix.
So good. We're addicted.
Amazing. Yeah.
It's not so good for our sex life because I'm like, don't touch me. Let's watch another episode.
Jesus, can we do that? Are we doing that?
It is another drizzly day. What's happened to the sunshine? I do not know. I do know that my children have watched far too much TV yesterday and played far too many video games. So we're going to go straight out this morning and go for a dog walk in the woods. There's a really short little circuit which I think I'll be able to do with my leg injury that I have at the moment. So we're going to drive there and do that. And then come home and do a little bit of homeschooling.
Sorry. Very hot. Right. Okay. Everything in me is saying, Steph, start this again. But the whole process of doing it this way and this whole new thing, the way we're filming now, is I'm going to try and resist to edit it too much.
Steph finds it very difficult if something isn't delivered and edited in a really perfect way, don't you? You find it really hard to leave things in.
Yeah, I do. But I have to get over that. I have to get over that. I have to learn how not to do that. I'm normally...
Ich nicht edit.
Ich nicht editing. Yeah. I'm normally
Sorry,
really...
German
I'm genuinely...
people.
German people, I'm normally really good at the accent, but I'm a bit nervous because I've been put on the spot to do it in front of all of everybody here. It makes me quite nervous. But normally that's much better. I can actually do it pretty accurately.
Do you know what makes it even better? The fact that you've got a brace in and it's like sort of giving you a bit of a funny voice anyway. Anyway, let's move on from the butchering the
Everything.
German accents.
Butchering a conversation.
Life.
Butchering communication in general. Okay, right, yeah, so what can we talk about first of all? Normally, right now, I would probably talk about like something that's going on in current affairs in normal life now with the new format. I would talk about something that's relevant and going on. But I'm still on my news sabbatical. I haven't watched the news now in about 2.5 weeks.
That was my idea. Steph had really bad anxiety that was keeping him up at night. And I was like, it's because the last thing you do at night and the first thing you do in the morning is pick up your phone and like
check the news.
Just like bombard your brain before you've even woken up. And I know it's a really annoying like thing to say and talk about, but it's so bad for you to do that.
I feel so liberated since stopping watching the news. I feel generally my mood is a lot better. I feel a lot more positive. I feel less depressive bouts and less anxiety. I just feel better. Like the news, the life is beautiful. Life is amazing.
Life is beautiful.
Life is very nice. That's more Kazakhstan,
Borat.
isn't it? Yes, Borat. Life is nice.
Has Borat got cancelled?
Oh, he probably
He
will
must
soon.
have done. He's really handsome in real life, isn't he?
Tom Rosenthal, Sacha Baron Cohen, yeah. Tom Rosenthal said he'll be really sad if I'm not cancelled by the time he dies. Anyway, yeah, the world's incredible, beautiful. I'm spellbound by it every day, but it's equally dark and depressing and sad. It's not one more than the other. And the news flirts with the dark side and serves that out and broadcasts a frequency of the negative. And that we're very receptive to that. So we pick up on that. And I think that has a real detrimental effect on our mental health. So that's why I've taken a leave from it, and I've thought, well, I'll give it a break. And it's made a massive, massive difference.
I'm sorry to interrupt the vlog like this, but listening to that man trying to articulate why you shouldn't watch the news, well, that's like watching a blind man trying to put together a goddamn jigsaw. I thought maybe I could take over and try to explain in a more eloquent manner. I'm so sorry how rude of me. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Stef's alter ego, and I'm from Alabama. Now the formalities out the way, let me continue. There's an old saying where I'm from. We're born crying, we live complaining, and we die disappointed. Well, you know what? It don't have to be that way. There is another way, but it's a cold old dusty road, and sometimes you wonder if it's the road at all. Remember, the men on the news in them expensive suits, well, they don't want you to walk the dusty old road. Oh no. They want you to follow their smooth road, paved with lies and broken promises. All you need to give them in exchange to walk their road is your mind. Take it from me. Stick to your old dusty cold road and your mind will be free. Anyway, I think I've done enough cultural appropriation for one day. Back to the show. It was lovely to meet you. I hope we can talk again sometime.
I feel like especially over the last 2 to 3 months, with everything that has been going on in the world, it's not been, the news has not been a very comforting.
Not a safe haven, is it?
No, and I just think everyone's dealing with everything that's going on some people are dealing with it very similarly, some people are dealing with it very differently and want to keep updated all the time. And I just think you've got to do whatever's best for your own mental health, really. If that's not being completely updated every single day, then it can wait. It's fine.
I feel, in a way, I feel bad because I'm just burying my head in the sand and living in this blissful ignorance. But I think
I always live in blissful ignorance.
If that's better for your mental health, then good. Because once you actually kind of lift the lid on some of the stuff out there and what's going on, it's so dark and it's so depressing and it can really affect you. So I'd recommend it. Just a sabbatical for a few weeks, or just live in blissful ignorance for a few weeks.
Or if you don't want to do that dramatically, you could literally take a day off, or a weekend. I find that really hard doing what we do, to take a weekend off. I think because we both enjoy capturing and social media a lot, it's hard to just put your phone down. But it's so good for you when you do it.
Mummy,
Yeah.
can you bring me down carefully?
Yeah. Anyway.
New direction of the videos. It's some people have loved it. Some people are like, I'm not too sure about this. I don't want change. I want it to go back to where it was. But in general, it's been a good. I've got some good feedback. People tend to like it. People tend to like what we're doing. I feel like you're going to get more honesty out of this type of video than you would do out of a highly edited, kind of structured reality type vlog. I think this is more, I don't know, I think you just get to know us more. I feel like I need to jump in here. I'm in the edit watching this scene back and I just don't feel like I really unpacked this the way I needed to unpack it. I feel like sometimes, I'll tell you what, let's talk about Metallica. 1986, Metallica brought out the best album. It was called Master of Puppets. It was an incredible album, and ever since then, a lot of their fans have just wanted them to create something that sounds like Master of Puppets, because that's what they loved the most. Because for them, it was the best album. And I kind of feel it's a bit like that with our stuff. I feel like people are like, I want to see the London type of video. I don't want to see this new stuff you're making. It doesn't interest me. But as a creator, I feel like I have to keep ploughing forwards in a direction which I feel to be right. I can't let a few hundred people dictate to me what I should be doing and why I should be doing it. I just have to persevere with what I feel to be right. So that's why I try these new things and I go off in these different directions every now and again, because I can't produce something good that feels the same. I'd rather produce something shit that feels different. Anyway, back to the show.
I don't need help.
Look how high Grayson has climbed.
Hello?
Should we go up there too, Roo?
Yeah.
You think we can make it?
Yeah. Go. What? Mummy, can you hold my hand?
Yeah. I do a lot of Instagram stuff, and it's really hard. Well, not really hard in the grand scheme of things, but when you see a picture of yourself, you're so, like, you critique yourself so horribly. Like, we're kind of, I guess we're kind of that generation almost where we've kind of been taught to constantly tell ourselves how we could be better, or we're constantly being self-deprecating rather than celebrating the things that we do like.
That's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to celebrate things you like too much because then you become a bit of a narcissist. But
no, but there's a balance,
there is a balance.
there? And I just, it's very hard to get the balance right.
There is, from one of the series, one of the programmes, that Dark thing we talked about earlier, we were watching, there was a good an analogy in it where the guy was talking about how you could have 10 different people looking at an elephant in a room, and what you would get from that is if they all stood still looking at this elephant and they came away from it, they'd all have a different interpretation of what they saw. So
what an elephant was.
Yeah, so what an elephant was, what it was about. Like, one person might see the head and the tusks, and one person might be around the back looking at the bum hole. So all of those elements exist of the elephant, but it's what part you focus on. So there's parts of our character, parts of every character out there, which is flawed and you know, maybe a bit, I don't know, just not exactly redeeming features of people, but they're part of a whole bigger thing. And I think if you just focus on that one thing, sure, yeah, you can see a bumhole if that's the only angle you're looking at it from.
Ergo, you can see everyone's a dick.
Whereas if you walk around it and you see it from all angles, you might be like, actually, there is a bumhole there, but there's also a nice elephant as well with nice bits on it. It isn't just a bumhole. I've got to stop talking about bumhole. I mean, he didn't say it quite that gratuitously. I think he said it a bit more poetically than that.
My lucky go, Mummy.
Normally I could find all these really cool independent and smaller artists and use them in our videos, and it'll be fine because 100,000 views on a video would make about 20 quid. It's not worth even chasing, so you might as well just let the labels take it. But the labels got greedy and they started putting like adverts in the middle of our videos. And when you're an editor, it's all about finding a rhythm and creating a rhythm. And when some greedy old label sticks an advert right in the middle when you've just finished creating a rhythm and ruins it by plugging this thing in, it's just, it breaks my heart. They did it to a South Africa video that we made. They put like four like ads in it, and I was like, throughout it, they broke it all up with ads, and I was like, what? Oh my god!
I can't remember who it was.
Horrible.
I was watching a couple of days ago. Somebody that I watched like quite regularly on YouTube. Can't remember which girl it was. Someone doing a really long vlog, and I clicked on it, and then I saw literally like it was like a 50-minute vlog that she'd put up, and there was like 5 breaks in it, and I was like.
Sometimes if she's used licensed music, they might do that. But sometimes people just like want to put them in to get more money. I'd rather just not make money. And sometimes they let you skip them, sometimes they don't. Yeah. I'd rather not make any money from the videos and not have ads because they just ruin the videos.
Stef's got a massive hatred for ads, which is quite ironic, really, when you think about it.
God, I don't mind ads if they're done tastefully. If
your wife's a walking ad.
Shut up! No. Hashtag Hannah. No, but if
you're using the hashtag wrong.
No, but I like ads if they're done tastefully and done like some ads are brilliant, some ads are amazing if they're done right. But sometimes they'll just try and ram their message into your head in the most awful way possible by making hideous jingles or making something really purposely bad just so people remember what that thing is or what that product is. And I hate it when they do that. I wish they would. You know, there's so much talent out there to leverage, and you can make some really great ads if you just work with the right people. Us, for instance.
Oh, there's the bumhole. Okay, leg update. So I've been for an MRI scan, and I've been to take my scan to a doctor last night. He now wants to get a second opinion from another doctor, so basically I'm still waiting. But my leg does feel a little bit better. I feel a little bit more mobile.
I got him!
Don't have a fracture. I've got the thing that you get before you have a fracture, which is called
like
bone stress. And I have a bit of health anxiety. I think it's all related back to when my mum was ill, because she obviously went to the doctors for a stomachache and then passed away. But that's the reason why I have health anxiety. So when I took this MRI scan into this doctor and said, what is this? I was expecting to get like an
You were like,
on-the-spot
how long have I got to live?
analysis. And then he was like, oh, I'm just going to take it to my colleague and get back to you. And I was thinking, no, shit.
Yeah, that's death.
I was like, oh my God, he's seen something. I'm going to die. Like, how long? And I
That's
was like,
not that you want a doctor to
and
say,
then
is
I
it?
did the thing that nobody with health anxiety should ever, ever, ever do.
Google.
And I Googled something that he said to me. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm going to die. I've got, what did I think I had this time? It's always cancer.
Leukemia or something?
It was, no, bone marrow. Because he said that I have too much liquid in my bone.
Isn't that leukemia?
No. I don't know if they're the same
We're
thing,
idiots.
actually.
You shouldn't be watching us. We don't know anything.
But yeah, so basically I Googled that and then I stopped Googling it because I was like, this is not healthy and it's probably not what it is anyway.
Yeah.
But it just freaked me out that he had to go and check with somebody else because he was a very good, like, high-end, nice, clever doctor. And I was like, but yeah, basically it's just bone stress, which means that I need to stop doing any kind of exercise, no running, no gym, he told me just day-to-day stuff, which I don't think he realises that I'm the type of person that literally cannot sit down. I find it hard to sit down just to eat dinner.
You say bone stress. Have your bones been watching the news?
Oh, God.
Hey, Lolo! What?
Stand still.
Okay, I'm turning this thing off.
Not that you care about how my leg is.
Well, yeah, I've heard it a few times, so I don't
You
care.
haven't.
Yes,
Everyone keeps asking me because I have to wear this big boot.
you just
and
set
it's
up
like-
that story.
Yeah, I know. Everyone keeps asking me. They're like, oh my God, what have you done to your leg? It looks horrible. And I'm like, oh, it looks so much worse than it is. Like, I can walk on it. It's just not very comfortable.
I would say skating injury, if I was you.
Well, no, because do I look like a skater? What's sexier than that?
Probably horse riding injury. or something.
No. What's a sexy accident, guys? Can you comment below?
Surf injury.
Tell me a sexy accident.
Surf injury would be a sexy accident.
That would be quite sexy, except I don't really look like... Well, today's day 5 matted hair.
Yeah.
Maybe I could get away with looking like a surfer.
What else did we do? We picked up about 50 prints from the framers, which has been there for the part a bit... How do I pick them?
Yeah, you spat everywhere.
Sorry.
50 prints.
We picked up 50 photographs that we had framed from the framers, which have been there for about 3 months now because of COVID. But we're basically slowly filling up every single bit of wall space in our house full of prints of ourselves like massive narcissists. Oh, look at Grey. He was so cute. Look how cute he was there.
There's 3 there.
When did we take that photo? That was in London.
That was in Clapham, yeah.
I miss him when
He was so cute
that
when he
small.
was 3. Oh, this is such a cute picture. Oh my God, look at this one.
Little Reefy when he was a little bean. Look at that little dimple.
That was when we went to Amsterdam without the kids for my 30th birthday.
Before we went to our live sex show, which was really depressing.
Oh God, it was one of the most depressing things I've ever seen in my life.
This one means quite a lot to me because it was me showing Grayson for the first time He-Man, and He-Man kind of defined my character when I was a kid. Like, I worshipped this guy. My whole life when I was 5 years old was He-Man. That's all I thought about, and my whole identity was revolved around He-Man. And
that picture of Rufus makes me want another baby.
that was like yesterday. They're like that, and then they just grow into these like adults within a couple of days. I took this one in Greece. I liked it because it kind of felt a bit like, I don't know, it has a bit of a Renaissance vibe to it. See all these
Downstairs.
characters, and you can almost sense the vibe of the moment. I don't know, I just liked it. It's one of my favourite pictures I've ever taken of Grey. That was in our bathroom in our old house as well. The light was great in that bathroom. I missed that light.
Every day when Reef wakes up and he goes downstairs, he looks at the pictures on the wall and he goes, that's me, and that's me, and that's me, and that's you, and that's me. Need a
Hannah took that me in a cafe in Amsterdam. Told you it was a debaucherous trip. The first moment we ever saw Rubert.
I love that hat.
I'm seeing that little monster outfit.
Hey Georgie.
That's the last one. That's a lot of pictures.
That's going to be like a day of hanging things up for you.
Our neighbours are going to hate us with all the drilling that's going to have to go on in the walls. I really like that look of a house when you just have all these memories everywhere of stuff that you did, these moments of time preserved on the wall. Which segues me perfectly into something I wrote about time.
That is a perfect segue.
Roll the BT. Done.
I became obsessed with time. And my obsession changed something inside me. And it terrified me. I used to plant flags and call them nows. I'd stack them, one on top of the other. I wrote a letter to Julian Barber. He specializes in quantum gravity and theoretical physics. He's the first person that made me realize that I wasn't the only one who did this.
Best study in the world? Is that what you said? Ah, thanks, Roo. That's such a lovely thing to say.
Julian wrote back. He sent me a paper he was working on. As conscious beings, we are constantly aware of the relentless march of time and the sweep of our life from birth to death. But this is a great scientific mystery. There is nothing in the form of the laws of nature that distinguishes the direction of time. Time is simply an illusion.
Thank you. I hope you liked that. That was, I've talked about it before, my obsession with time. I've had it since I was about 7 years old, but I don't like talking about it too much because if you start trying to change your perception on time, it's quite a dangerous thought experiment to do. So it's not something I recommend doing, but it's something I like talking about every now and again.
You had an epiphany in Amsterdam.
Yeah, I did, but that's
Not related.
That's a story for another time. Yeah. We'll leave that one.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
I remember that one. Whew.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. But no, that's just something that I hope you like. What the fuck am I talking about? Okay.
that's something I hope you like.
Shut up. She's so nasty to me, isn't she? Huh? She's always laughing at me.
Can I just say, you have really been cracking me up the past 2 days. You know when you
know why
laugh?
that is? I know why that is. I'm having that mushroom powder stuff.
No, that's not the reason.
I've
I can tell you
found
the
a correlation
reason.
between me being funnier and
it's
having
not.
starting that mushroom powder stuff.
No, it's not. You're not that funny. I'll tell you why. The
I
reason,
am funny.
The reason is because I'm in a nice phase of my cycle where I feel productive and upbeat, so therefore I like you and find you funny.
Oh, okay, that's okay, good.
That makes more sense,
Hannah's
right?
got some fancy app that tells all about her cycles.
Flow.
Flow app, yeah, but which you recommend, don't you?
I do, yeah.
If you're a girl and you're prone to psychopathic tendencies.
It's good to know when the psychopathic's coming, though.
Yeah. But anyway, let's address the elephant in the room. Well, that's nice because we talked about an elephant in the room. Anyway, let's address the elephant in the room. The clickbait title I used about surgery. Roll the BT. This was me about 10 years ago leaving my house to go to Harley Street to go and get some cosmetic surgery on my face. I went to get my broken nose fixed. I had my nose broken there by a fat Irish boy. He sat on my face.
It served you right.
And every time I looked in the mirror, I'd get this constant reminder of the time the fat Irish boy sat on my face and broke my nose.
And I don't regret it either.
When I was about 13, you see, my mum moved my sister and I to Ireland from England, and we went to an all-Irish school, and I thought when we arrived, the kids would be carrying my books for me, they'd be standing when I entered the room, they'd call me sir. I thought, being English and then being Irish, you'd get that, a bit of respect, basically, a bit of gratitude. But no, they didn't see it that way. It felt a bit like I was always like a fish trying to swim upstream, which in all fairness is easy for the Irish because their feet are all webbed. My days were met with a lot of bullying and name calling, a broken nose and a terrible education. I'm allowed to say all this because I'm half Irish, so it gives me a free pass, so you can't cancel me. Sorry about that. Anyway, let's get back to my broken nose. I got this letter today in the post, and it's to confirm an appointment I have booked for another round of cosmetic surgery. I'm going in next month to get a very small hair transplant. I've got this baldy bit here. It's going right back on that side, and that side. It's going a bit too far back for me now. Normally, if you're losing your hair, men can normally embrace that and just lose it and it looks good. But unfortunately, maybe it's because I'm a half Irish, I have a very weird shaped head. It's sort of like a hammerhead shark. Normally I can kind of hide that under my bouffant, but if that's not there, or if I'm losing my hair, or if it's gone, it's going to accentuate this horrific shaped head. I need to rectify that by disguising it under my hair. I'll take you along to the surgery and show you what's involved in it. It'll be our little secret. Okay, anyway, yeah, back to the show.
I mean, that bit of hair really doesn't bother me, but it bothers you, so I don't mind.
Yeah, it's just not nice losing your hair as a man if you have a really odd shaped head.
Yeah, that's true. You do have an odd-shaped head.
We have rebranded everything. Roll the BT. Some of you may have noticed that recently I've been doing a lot of rebranding for our channel. And for the rebrand, I wanted to reference the fact that Hannah and I are both 80s kids. I just about made it. I was 1980, so that counts. I wanted to reference in the design that we were from the 80s. So there's an old BBC test card that we grew up with. I've always loved the design of it. So I thought I'd use that as an interpretation for the new design, because it's from the 80s and so are we. So the first thing I needed to do was find the highest resolution version of it I could, and then commission a designer to turn it into an Illustrator file so I could kind of manipulate it and scale it up and scale it down. I could probably do that, but I'm not very good at Illustrator, so it'd probably take me about 3 weeks to do it, so I just got somebody who was good to do it. Now, what I wanted to do was modernize it, because bearing in mind the 1980s was 40 years ago now, which is so depressing. So I needed to modernize it. I needed to make it kind of feel a bit more relevant and current. So to do that, I wanted to make it feel glitchy, because I really like that style.
The style actually has a name, and it's called glitch art. It's the practice of using digital or analog errors for aesthetic purposes by either corrupting the digital data or physically manipulating the electronic devices. The first time glitch art was publicly seen was in 1935, when it was used by a contemporary artist from New Zealand. in this piece of work called A Colour Box. Although glitch art isn't widely known about, it's become a discipline of contemporary art that has created a whole new avenue for designers to reimagine products and logos, typography, and so much more. Terence Morash, the creator-director of Shutterstock, says, "There's a controlled imperfection to glitch art, and it's a reminder of the technical elements of design. It visualizes technology as having a combination of textures and patterns, but without perfection." Everything feels glitchy out there, so it feels like it's quite apt. But yeah, so that's the thinking behind the rebrand. It's taking that 80s influence, modernizing it with the glitch effect, and yeah, that's what we have now. So anyway, I hope you like it. Let's go back to the couch.
I just wanted like some sort of design continuity between all these things that we're doing. Like we want to get into podcasts and gadget reviews. I think I want something to just tie it all together. So that's why I've done all that, the whole rebrand. And it was quite nice to get back into design after being out in video production for so long. To go back to design was super
Shouldn't
fun.
we also be calling the podcast M's the Word then?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because otherwise it's...
M's the Word's a good idea. That's a great idea. Let's change it from Don't Say Cheese.
But I do like Don't Say Cheese.
Yeah, it was going to be called Don't Say Cheese.
Maybe we should do a poll on Instagram.
Yeah.
Get everyone to vote for what they think
we'll do that.
the right one.
M's the Word's much better. Thanks, Hannah Mags. But yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching. That concludes everything. I think we've offended enough Germans for one day.
Offended loads of people, sweat a fair bit.
Yeah, sweated in your face while offending everyone. That's what you come here for, isn't it? You like the new direction, guys?
Oh, God.
Yeah, anyway, yeah, we're going to have to keep being ourselves, and if it's not palatable, then it's not palatable. You just have to. You can't sanitize.
Anyway, let's say goodbye now, because you're now trailing off again.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going off. I'm getting
He's a
I've got heat
trailer.
stroke.
Do you know how to say anything properly in German? Like a sentence.
Ich bin ja.
I am yes. You're going to be insufferable when you've got new hair. You're going to be even more
I know.
of
My
a
confidence
like,
is going to
narcissist.
go up. Yeah,
I
my
know.
confidence is going to go up higher.
God, someone help me.
Yeah. Anyway.
You're like a child. Yeah. Yeah.
Right, let's round this up.
Bye, guys.
See you later, guys.
I'm going to slink away.
Bye. Ich bin Wiener Honda. He's actually a proper German because he's a Dachshund and they're Germans. I'm sure, Georgie, you're a proper German, aren't you, yeah?
I want that shot.
I love you. You're a very nice boy.
Ich bin eine Hunde.
Ich
Eine
bin
Wiener Hunde.
stinky. Is
Get
that bringing back?
Get that picture for me.
Yeah, sure.